soon as we spotted the TeamLab Planet sign from the train tracks, the excitement kicked in. We had tickets, we had a time slot, and we were finally going to get to experience it. After a short orientation video explaining what to expect, we stepped inside. We began in a dark hallway that suddenly exploded into color. We had just entered the athletic forest, a space designed to be experienced with your entire body. This is where climbing, jumping, balancing, and touching are all encouraged. Every movement you make changes the art around you. We quickly realized this wasn't a typical art museum. At TeamLab Planets, you don't just look at the art, you move through it. Hundreds of glowing dots pulsed on the walls, each blinking in its own rhythm. When we touched them, they changed, and the dots nearby responded too. It felt like the walls were alive, reacting to us in real time. Everly couldn't stop touching them, and honestly, neither could we. Our first experience, and maybe one of the most physically challenging spaces, was aerial climbing. Floating bars hung in midair, and Everly and Michelle had to navigate across them without falling. Each bar lit up and played a sound depending on its color. Above them, digital birds flew freely, changing color based on where they stood. So suddenly they weren't just climbing, they were creating sound, movement, and color together. Next, we stepped into a room filled with spinning spheres you can jump on. But standing in line was half the fun as caterpillars crawled on the walls and on Everly, waiting to be transformed into butterflies. At first, the spheres spin quickly, but as you approach, they slow down, making it easier to step and bounce. Jump on the same color in a row, and suddenly, bursts of light appear, and glowing caterpillars are born. It felt like part game, part science experiment, and part pure joy. Next, we stepped onto wobbling stones that shifted beneath our feet. Every step sent ripples of color and sound through the space, and even into an invisible microscopic world below. It was part balance challenge, part art, and part reminder that even small movements can have a big impact. Then we reached graffiti nature, which quickly became a favorite. You could create a creature on paper, and moments later, it came to life on the walls. But this wasn't just animation, it was a living ecosystem. Creatures eat, multiply, and disappear. And the ones you draw continue living in the space long after you walk away. Close by, Everly and Michelle climbed a glowing incline where droplets flowed down the steps around them. As they climbed, the droplets broke apart, then gathered again behind them. This path led straight to the next experience. And yes, it was a slide. As Everly and Michelle slid down, glowing balls representing water and bees bounced around them, helping seeds sprout, flowers bloom, and fruit grow. It felt playful, surprising, and totally unexpected. Then we entered a room with a single waterfall. As we walked against the flow, swirling light vortices formed behind us, like glowing footprints made of water and motion. The space never stopped changing. What would an athletic forest be without trampolines? One of Everly's absolute favorites. Michelle and Everly wasted no time racing each other, and it looked like they were competing on the moon. Every jump created stars beneath their feet. Jump on a star long enough, and you can watch its entire life cycle, from birth to black hole and back to stardust. Science, movement, and wonder all rolled into one. Our next art experience was Future Park, a space designed especially for kids and families to create together. Everly first discovered the table where little people live. If you put something such as your hand on top of the table, the little people will jump onto it. Depending on the shape of the objects you place on the table, the little people will slide, jump, or climb. Then walls came to life as we added stamps, turning mushrooms, ice sticks, and shapes into playgrounds for tiny animated people. As seeds fell from above, music began to play, changing depending on where and how the stamps were placed. families work side by side, building entire worlds together. On the opposite wall, we drew with light. Each color had a different power, making the little people bounce, fly, speed up, or gravitate toward shapes. It was creative, collaborative, and endlessly fun. Then it was time for something completely different. We entered the locker room, took off our shoes, and stepped into the water art experience. From here on, everything flowed together. We walked barefoot through shallow water, climbing toward a glowing waterfall made entirely of light particles. In the darkness, it felt surreal, like stepping inside a dream. But this magical waterfall was just the beginning. We were asked to dry our feet and continue. Then the floor changed. The soft black hole pulled us downward with every step. The space shifted under our weight, and our movements affected everyone else around us. It slowed us down and made us aware of our bodies in a way we're not used to. We continued down the dimly lit path which seemed to go on forever, and finally we arrived at the infinite crystal universe. Mirrored floors and ceilings, endless light, crystals stretching in every direction. The control panel allowed us to add stars into the space, changing the colors and patterns around us. Everly loved being able to control the universe, even just for a moment. Next, we rolled up our pants because the water here gets deeper. Koi fish swam across the surface, and when they touched us, they transformed into flowers. As we walked, glowing paths traced our movement across the water. It was peaceful, playful, and incredibly beautiful. Nearby, streams of water fell from the ceiling, catching light and turning into glowing crystals. When you touched them, you realized they were still flowing, solid but not permanent, and incredibly captivating. We entered the water exhibit surrounded by glowing spheres. Push one and colors spread. Sounds ripple outward. The entire room responds. It felt like walking through a living, breathing painting. Oh, and it was also a great place to play hide and seek. Then everything slowed down. We stepped into a floating garden filled with real, living orchids, suspended in midair. As people moved through the space, the flowers lifted, creating room for everyone. It felt calm, connected, and quietly magical. Outside, glowing egg-shaped sculptures rested in the moss. Touch one, and it chimed. Nearby ones responded. Light, sound, nature, and people, all part of the same moment. And it's a piece of art that actually stares back at you. If you asked us to choose a favorite experience at TeamLab Planets, the catching and collecting extinct forests would be right at the top. The visuals were stunning, and you were immediately transformed into a different world. Using the app, we explored a forest filled with extinct animals, catching them, learning about them, and releasing them back into the world. And then we stepped into the ocean. Whales, sharks, sea creatures gliding across the walls and floor. It felt like walking inside a living aquarium, both magical and educational. TeamLab Planets Tokyo isn't just something you see, it's something you experience together. It made us move, it made us slow down, and it reminded us how powerful shared moments can be. If you're traveling to Tokyo as a family, this is one experience you won't forget. For more family adventures from Japan and around the world, subscribe to the Frenchitivity YouTube channel and come explore with us.